Hey, welcome to today's daily walk, and today is a real special day. Today is Dr. Martin Luther King Day, so Monday, January 20th. So what I felt kind of compelled to discuss is to talk about your dream and kind of use his model of his dream, which a big part of his dream was to end racial discrimination in the United States, or in the world, really. That was part of his dream. So what can we learn in our dream from Dr. Martin Luther King? Well, first of all, he was a man, in my opinion, of amazing vision. So let's look at that. What is our vision? His vision, like I said, was to end racial discrimination. It was powerful, it affected him, it affected others, and it affected the world. So let's look at our dream. You might be thinking, a lot of people, I used to think this way, you know what? My dream ain't gonna change the world. I just wanna lose 5 pounds. I ain't gonna change the world. Well, let's look at that. Let's look at that. Say that your dream, your vision is to sculpt, mold yourself into a great physique, we'll say. All right? So yes, that is going to have an impact on you, that dream, that vision, realizing that. That is going to have an impact on those around you. People are going to be leveled up. They're going to be like, wow, man, I noticed that you've had more energy lately. I've noticed that, you're really slimming down. I noticed that you're really more healthy. I noticed that you have more energy playing with the kids. Wow, what are you doing? You're going to share that. That's helping others. How is that going to help the world? Now, maybe 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Who knows what the number is, but a certain amount of those people that are in your realm, your scope, they're going to go share that with other people. And that has that domino effect. So don't undercut your vision because maybe it doesn't sound fantastic or doesn't sound earth-shattering to you, okay? You got to realize at the time, Dr. King's vision sounded like it was not like, that's why so many people spoke out against him. At the time, his vision was not popular. And people could have made the argument, it's just self-serving, or, the naysayers. The naysayers are going to say, but he probably had more naysayers than we'll ever have in our lives times a million. You know what I mean? So your vision, your dream is your vision, your dream, and don't bury it, and don't think that just because it has an effect on you that it won't have an effect on others and it won't have an effect on the world. So vision, number 1, is the first thing that we can learn from him. Number 2, executing that vision peacefully. This is probably one of the biggest things that made him such an amazing leader and such an amazing Christ-like leader is nonviolent protest. Now think about it. Just the word protest. When you think protest, you're going against the grain. You know what I mean? You're protesting something. You are standing up versus something. It almost sounds adversarial in itself. He really was the king, no pun intended, of nonviolent protest. He stood his ground. His followers, they stood their ground. They had a spine. They had fortitude, but they had their boundaries. They had their moral ground. They did not resort to violence. And in my opinion, I think was probably one of the hardest things to do because they were met with violence. Just like when you share your dream, you share your vision, you may not be met with physical violence like he was, but you're going to be met with adversaries. You're going to be met with naysayers. Handle that peacefully and stand your ground. Go in with a made-up mind, with fortitude. Stand your ground, solid like a rock, but peacefully. Number 3 that Dr. King did to literally change the world: consistent action. Sometimes I wonder, some of the conversations maybe him and some of his really close friends or his family had. His life was probably threatened daily, if not hourly. I'm thinking of some of those conversations he must have had. Probably went something like, "Hey, man, you got to cool it. Let's take tomorrow off. Let's not do tomorrow's protest. It's dangerous. Let's pass the reins on to someone else." No, consistent action. This guy showed up to realize his dream, his vision every day. He was loud. He was proud about what he was trying to do, his vision, and he showed up in the face of some of the biggest threats. And it ultimately did. He ultimately was killed. He was ultimately assassinated. So, I mean, if that's not belief, consistent action he took every single day. Every single day. And again, I just love putting myself in his shoes. It's like loved ones would have been like, man, don't do this. This is too much. So consistent action. So build your vision. Have your dream. Execute it peacefully. That means when people come up against you, stand your ground. But don't be don't be violent or get in arguments or pissing matches. Just stand your ground. Be at peace. Be at peace with your vision. Dr. King was very, very at peace with his vision. And that's what led him to take consistent action on days that he didn't want to wake up, on days that he was probably scared out of his mind to go and stand and talk in front of a group of people because he was probably threatened the night before or the morning of. That's what's going to give you that fortitude to give consistent action. And if you look, just some cool facts about Dr. Martin Luther King is 1968, he helped pass the Fair Housing Act, Voting Rights Act, and is just a pivotal man in his movement in our American society as today, and I would say our worldly society. I would bet if you go to other countries, they're very well versed on him because of his vision, because of his peaceful protest, and because of his consistent action. So hopefully this resonates with you and you're able to now say, hey, you know what? This is my vision, and it's way bigger than what I thought it was. This vision can affect those around me, and then take that, and it's going to affect those around them and have a worldly effect. I'm going to execute this vision peacefully when people come out against me and they say I'm stupid for starting that business, or, I need to stay here in the mediocre zone. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to be peaceful. I'm going to be at peace with my vision, and I'm going to take consistent action every single day until that vision, until that dream is today's reality. You guys have an amazing rest of your day.